my daughter growing up, she watched your show. I scoured it's almost like the universe to find anything that had to do with Yo Gabba Gabba. But it's because your show was so great. It wasn't just for the kids. The adults can get into it too. And that's what I loved about it.
At the heart of the show, it was trying to even deepen the bond between parents and children. So it was something they could all do together. It's like, whoa, I like Bismarcky. I like Bismarcky, and they could enjoy it together. And it's something that wouldn't really drive the parents crazy.
It definitely did, because you had Weezer on.
We had Weezer,
Yes.
we had the Killers, we had Mos Def, we had the Agrolites. There was just so many different styles of music. Devo was on there, the Flaming Lips were on there,
You had
Erykah Badu. I could go on and on.
Then I watched them again. I'm literally geeking out, guys. I'm sorry, but I watched all those episodes and had a lot of fun with my daughter, and she learned from your show. And there was something that you had said the first day that we talked to you about how you taught the kids on that show. It wasn't like your typical show, the way you were teaching kids. So, how was it that you guys came up with this idea for the show? And like,
Well, it was
I hope you
created.
know
It was
what I'm trying to
created.
say.
Well, it was created by Scott Schultz and Christian Jacobs, and they were, both in bands.
Mhm.
And so they're sitting around. It's like they just both, recently became parents, and like, I can't watch all these kid shows. They're just so like, I don't want to say saccharine, but they were just really sappy. And it's like, I don't know, because they're on the road with bands. And then they started thinking, well, Tony Hawk, he's got kids. Graffiti artists have kids. Rappers have kids. Heavy metal people have kids. Breakdancers have kids. So they're all exposed to this stuff. It's just like, why don't we take the stuff that we like and make a kids show so we can actually enjoy watching it? And that was the genesis of it.
So, how was it that you got involved with it?
I used to be in a band, and I was on tour with Scott Schultz's band, and we just kind of met that way. It was serendipity. And as a result of that, we did a show in Hollywood one time, and he told me later, it's like, I knew at that show I was going to ask you.
That's awesome.
I didn't know. I knew nothing about it. I had no aspirations for this, but like Scott was a good guy. We got along, and he called me up. He's like, hey, you want to do this? I'm like, sure. And the rest is history, as they say.
So now, what's the future for Yo Gabba Gabba? Because we talked a little bit about that. Can you reveal anything that's coming up?
I would say it's to be determined.
Gotcha.
I would say it's to be determined. But there's a future.
There's a future.
There's a future.
So we possibly can see more of DJ Lance and Broby and all the friends.
You're going to see more DJ Lance and Broby.
All right. We're really excited about that. And so there was also something that we kind of bonded on. Our love for Dr. Pepper.
Oh,
How deep does that run inside of you?
it runs so deep. I've gone to the Dr. Pepper Museum in Waco, Texas.
Really?
We played, I don't know if it was the Dr. Pepper Arena, but we played an arena in Dallas.
Okay.
And some of the founders, or some of the CEOs from Dr. Pepper came to the show, and they're like, wow, this guy really drinks it all the time. He really likes it. And I'm like, oh, well, maybe, we can do a deal with you and you can be like the face of Dr. Pepper. But
Really?
they went with Dr. Dre.
Oh my! How are you going to pass up DJ Lance for Dr. Dre? That's just.
And do you remember those commercials?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
I do. Oh, I do. I'm a TV guy. I watch TV all the time.
I'm just saying, most people, if I say that, they're like, he did commercials?
Yeah, he did.
I'm just saying, I would have been out there every day. I would have wore a sandwich board with Dr. Pepper. Like
Have a holster with.
I do have a I'm a Pepper t-shirt for sure.
I have one too. And actually, a buddy of mine just went to that museum and brought back a cup for me, a T-shirt, and some stickers. I was like, dude, that's my mecca.
And I have the metal bottle opener that you can open up the glass bottles with.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it's good stuff. So
we got to get together.
We're gonna bounce some more on that.
We really are.
But getting back to
the
Gabba
show
and everything, it's just the live show really solidified that,
Yes.
because this was a lot of kids' first show ever.
My daughter's first show too.
Wow.
Yeah,
And so it was different from like your typical kids show. It's like a combination between a kids show and a rock concert.
Yep.
And so we kept all those elements there. So it was very theatrical, but it was like a live in your face thing. And like when Biz Markie would come out and like bring the kids up on stage, then he'd start beatboxing and getting people into it. And like, you know, after a couple of tours, like I'd go out into the audience and stuff. Like it was.
You guys were a phenomenon. It wasn't just like a flash and pants. The show was there. It was gone. You guys were truly a phenomenon, and made a huge impact in a lot of kids' lives and parents.
It was because it was about the music. It really was. That was a focus. Like you don't have to water things down for kids. You can put in all kinds of stuff. And I'm happy that there's so many different styles of music. There was a little girl here today, and her mom's just saying she's discovering a bunch of stuff on YouTube, and she listed all these songs. I'm like, oh, she probably likes this one song. It's like, I don't know that one. It was I Like Flowers by Fufa.
Oh, I think.
And
do you remember that one?
I'm like, hey, do you want to see it? And I put it on my phone, and she was just transfixed. I couldn't take the photo away. It was so funny. I was like, wow. And that's her first time hearing it, and just immediately just gravitated to it.
Oh,
so that's the power of music, and I think that's the beauty of the show.
And that's the main thing was that music, and it just,
you know,
it stuck with us all. Because even my partner was telling me that him and his son still have one song stuck in his head. Oh.
Yeah. Hi guys, it's David. So I was saying, I have a 20-year-old, I have a 16-year-old, 7-year-old, and a 3-year-old. All of them know there's a party in my tummy. So yummy.
Exactly.
And my 3-year-old's like, to this day, he'll sit there and just groove to it when we're playing it, you know? So, but my 20-year-old, we put it on and he's on.
I know, those memories stick with you. I mean,
Yeah.
I think we all remember what we listened to growing up.
Yep.
You know, like the kids' songs or something. I don't know if I remember them now, but you get to see things in reruns, but like all the cartoons that we used to watch growing up.
Well,
and
you've got, for us, it was the School of Rock.
Schoolhouse Rock, exactly.
Schoolhouse Rock, which we still remember those songs to this day.
3 is a magic number. You know, and then De La Soul took that and just flipped the script on it.
Exactly. And so even the songs that you guys did now, like he just said, they're still remembered, they're still used, they're still sung, and for us it's just like, oh yeah, I remember that song.
And for like coming from someone who's a b-boy, I grew up in the hip hop culture. Like it was cool to see a kids show that was based on the culture of hip hop. You guys represented everything. You had your graffiti artists, your rap artists, your b-boys were on stage. You had people who were DJs who came on.
Absolutely.
It was all 5 of the elements of hip hop, which was, for me, I was like, this is cool. Kids need to see this stuff, you know?
There were so many things, and didn't want to shy away from it. Like I said, that's why having Biz on was such a great thing.
Yes,
you know.
Yes.
And
for us, the nearest thing we had to you as a phenom for kids was the Ninja Turtle live action concert.
God,
remember?
I remember that.
And that was the biggest thing for us as kids. So when you guys came and did it, it was like the Wiggles who, you know.
well, that's the thing. It's all different things, but that's, you know, I think the impetus for like having Biz on as well as, you know, like when Mr. Rogers, you know, had a kid on, and it's like, what's breakdancing? And you know, and Scott, one of the co-creators, was like, that was the first time I ever saw that. Mr. Rogers is what introduced me to breakdancing and all that culture, because he actually was like, I'm curious, what is this?
Yeah.
Show me, and just let the kid do his thing, and it was really an awesome thing. And that's what it's really about. It's like exposure and just letting, you know, people know there's a big wide world out there, and there's all kinds of things. You know, we've got the song "All My Friends Are Different, But I Love Them All the Same," and just, you know, not preaching, but just trying to lead by example. I'm just trying to go out there and just put something positive into the world.
Which is, again, it's still feeding true. So, but you know what? We've taken up your time. We'd love to keep going, but I know you've got other things going on. So we definitely wanted to say thank you for coming over here, DJ.
Absolutely.
All right, lads.
Thank you.
But where can people find more information about you or more things with you?
You can go to DJ Lance Rock OG. Those are my socials, and yeah, we're trying to be more, you know, have more of a presence. We did a few TikToks this weekend. I think that are doing so well, and so yeah, just check us out. We're out there, and we're still accessible to the public. But thank you guys for having me here, and I just have to say, the Geek Saga is awesome.
All right, guys, we'll be back in a little while.
Thanks so much. Sorry,